Ladies and gentlemen, I'm checking to make sure my mic is on. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Podocasts. Saturday night, and it is hot. It is warm. I don't know where you are, but here it's warm, and I would just rather be inside. The Podcast is your home for rational crypto reporting and objectivity, leaving emotion at the door and discussing what we like, why we like it, and where we see it going. The focus of our channel is companies that use crypto and not so much crypto companies, and there is a distinction. One appeals to 6% of the planet, and one appeals to all of the planet. And from an investment standpoint, broader the market, greater the opportunity. I am your host, Scott, pragmatic investor who has won and lost fortunes. And not joining me this evening, as always, is my co-host as well as the greatest producer of all time, Belle. Don't say hi, Belle. You guys hear that? You hear it? Crickets. Crickets. Belle took the night off. We have a tendency to talk about what others are not talking about and bringing the focus onto use case cryptos because, as we know, these are what drive the market and bring innovation to a world that desperately needs it. The status quo is no longer acceptable, and it's time for a technological revolution. Welcome to crypto, and welcome to the Podocasts. So, you know what, guys? This is weird. This is weird for me. I'm not going to lie. Belle and I have been doing live streams in one form or another for years. And I've never really done one without her whispering in my ear. So this is just odd. My timing is off. I'm going to go on record this evening and say I should not be doing this. But there's a lot going on. There's a lot to talk about. And as I said above, you know what? It's hot, and I just don't want to be outside. So I hope everyone was able to catch live or catch the replay of our interview with Eli. Technical issues aside, and you know what? I'm over that, by the way. So much more could have gone wrong. I'll take a muted mic for a few seconds. The community was generally forgiving of our oops, and aside from those that are still campaigning against the show on the AMP Reddit, you know what? We're pleased with it. I was very hands-off during the show. I don't know if you guys noticed. Nobody was there for me. You guys were not there to listen to me. You were there to listen to Eli, so I was more than happy to just turn it over to the guests and the viewers and just kind of ride along. I really wanted to have some discussions with Eli on a couple of his points, but you know what? I didn't want to badger him. I think that there were a couple that could have used some expanding, but we want to get him back. So he got a pass on it. But tonight is Saturday. It's just me. So I thought it'd be fun to have those discussions this evening from just one point, and that is my point. Mine. This is the Podcast, my show, and I'm going to take it over. I'm going to be talking about what I want from the perspective I want, and I'm all alone. Belle can't stop me. So I'm going to start off with, and by the way, I have to do this like really old school, meaning I have to, I could see, I put the comments up on the video. I don't know if you guys could see them. They don't stay there that long though. So if I see one and it's something I can address real quick, I'm gonna do it. If not, we're gonna have to do this old school, and I'm gonna have to do this. I hate doing this. We designed the show so that I wouldn't have to do this. But you know what? Bell's out partying, so you get what you get. But I'm gonna start with one of Eli's answers that I would have liked to, have a bit of fight with him on. Just a little bit. He would have won it, of course, but that my perspective is outside looking in, and clearly his isn't. But one of the real hot buttons around the community is incentives for consumers. I liked his answer because he at least gave one. He didn't dodge it. He didn't sidestep. He just gave you the answer. There won't be any. Not at this time. That was the answer. You can listen back on the interview. It was during the first segment. I think I got that one in right away. I liked and disliked his answer at the same time because it took me outside the box and it gave me another direction to look at it from. If you look at crypto spends from a pure state of simply spending crypto and not spending cash, his answer makes complete sense. It makes just perfect, total sense. Use the Gemini dollar. Use Tether. Use something that gives you a VIG. As you convert your crypto to any of these dollar-pegged coins, you earn 7-8% on them. Not just when you spend it, but you always earn that. There's no other credit card company that is offering that. There's no other bank giving that kind of return. A good cash back from a credit card spend is maybe 3%. If somebody has something better, you know what, put it right over here so I could see it. But I want to say a really good cash back is about 3%, and it's maybe 5% if you use it for gas or groceries or stuff at specific businesses. Gemini is 7.4%. That's what it's at right now. And you always get 7.4%. So from that perspective, you are already incentivized from the exchange, and there's no reason for Flexa to sweeten the pot. Their margin is so low. I'm not even sure how they would bake any more return into the system. One of the best things Flexa has going for them, and look, I'm wearing the shirt, guys. I'm a fan. But one of the best things Flexa has going for them is that 0.5% fee, 0.5%. If they start chopping that out to reward consumers, start moving it up, you're either losing potential growth on the network, or you're losing a selling point of the system itself. It's a tough spot. But built-in Gemini rewards, I guess, built-in Tether rewards, the Coinbase, whatever, it ties a nice little bow on it. And that is literally the way this system seems to be designed, the way Flexa seems to be designed. The fight that I would have wanted to have, and the point I would have hammered him with, is why offer all of these other cryptos on the app? It seems like that is the one and only real point. If consumers demand rewards from their spends, and it seems like most people do, but you are only rewarded in kind of a roundabout way from the Gemini dollar, why offer Bitcoin? Why offer Dogecoin? Why offer BAT, Orchid, so forth? Why offer any other crypto as an option? I think it's a fair question. The sort of reward mechanism for Gemini is 7.4%, and the reward for anything else is 0. So why offer them if you are building a system that is designed to incentivize crypto spenders by spending Gemini or Tether or any of these other higher percentage cryptos? Flexa is setting out to be the crypto spend godfather. But the most benefit to the consumer is what? Gemini dollar? And yes, I get it. It is a crypto, sort of. It's crypto in that it is digital dollars, but it is not crypto in that you just pegged it to the fiat dollar. And you did. So, guys, you know I'm a fan. You know I like AMP. You know I like Flexa. I'm a much bigger fan of AMP than I am of Flexa, but you know what? That's neither here nor there. What I'm saying is that if you were going to build a system and you know we are hitting you, where's the incentive? Where's the incentive? Where's the incentive to the consumer? Merchants taken care of. Banks are taken care of. Everybody else is taken care of but the consumer. So if your answer to that is simply tie it to fiat, which that's what you're doing, that was your answer. I don't have to speculate here, guys. You heard it. You heard the answer from the man from Flexa. So if this is the rub, why are you offering all these other cryptos? Again, I think it's a fair question. I hope you guys recognize the question. I hope that's why you come to the podcast. But that one right there is the other fight, and it's one I would be happy to have with anyone. And when Belle and I first got into this, that was my position, and it hasn't changed at all. It hasn't changed at all. Gemini dollar, Tether, etc. These are coins that are designed and pegged to the US dollar. and they are, for all intents and purposes, dollars. They just became fiat. We can argue this blue, and I have, guys. I've argued this with lots of people, but I'm right. I am right. If it looks like a duck and it quacks like a duck, it's not a penguin. It's a damn duck. And a digital coin that looks like a dollar and acts like a dollar is a damn dollar. Is it not susceptible to the same runaway devaluation, hyperinflation of any world fiat currency? Its value is specifically made to change based on the value of the asset that it is mimicking. And it's mimicking the US dollar. If the dollar is devalued, the Gemini dollar is devalued. Now, please show me, because for some reason I can never seem to get this point across, please show me where my reasoning is wrong. And like I said, I've gone round and round with folks discussing this. You know what, needless to say, neither side has changed their mind. But you know what, we're a fairly polarized society now, and people tend not to exchange ideas anymore. Everyone just waits for their turn to talk, and you can't make a lot of headway like that. But you know what, I digress. I for one, this is me, this is Scott, I for one don't care about consumer rewards. I cannot tell you how many airline miles I have or whatever perks I have on any of my credit cards. It's not a driving force in my life. But I understand that a lot of people do care. And if it matters to you, it matters to me. That's why we do the show the way we do the show. We don't just talk about what matters to us. Nobody would watch. Nobody would care. We talk about what matters to you. We read the comments. We deep dive in this. We go back and forth, and we are doing it. What do Eli say? 9, 9, and 6? That's how often Belle and I are going after this. 12 hours a day, 6 days a week. We are bouncing ideas off from each other. So what we're saying is that if it matters to you, it definitely matters to us. But the whole crypto perks and crypto spends thing, it's different for me than I imagine that it is for a lot of people. The greatest benefit to me for spending crypto is anonymity. That's it. So I don't particularly care what financial perk I might be offered. Privacy is enough for me. And I really don't want my crypto tethered to the US dollar. I would prefer it be its own source of value. It's why I tried months and months ago to it's why I tried months and months ago to get my Doge movement going. It did not go well. It just absolutely went nowhere. I made a few videos about it, and if you go digging through our archives, you can watch them. But their failure was definitely enough to tell me to just let it go. But that's why I love the live streams. And being producerless, I don't have to let it go. In my opinion, you guys ready? I don't know how many viewers I have, but I promise you it's about to go to half. In my opinion, the single greatest asset to an army of crypto spend zealots is Dogecoin. Dogecoin. That is the single greatest asset to really making the whole crypto spend and flex a thing blow up. Let me make my point. So I want to go on record right now. I don't like Doge. All right. I am not a babe in the woods when it comes to crypto. All right. I've been in this stuff a long time. So I know sketchy when I see it, and it's sketchy. It's effectively fiat, and it has no use case. That is truth. Doge's value is derived purely from speculation. Purely from speculation. More people have to buy it than sell it. That's it. In a nutshell. And I will argue this point with anyone on the planet. And I will win it because I'm right. I will win the argument with one simple question. What do you do with it? The answer, anytime you talk in Doge, it always tends to be you hold it until it goes way up, then you buy a Lambo. Great. I kind of like the answer because I knew you were going to say that. We are on the same page. But do you see a flaw in that? Do you see even a very, very, very small flaw in that? That feeling you get in your tummy when you buy Doge, then post on the Doge Reddit that you did, that's called hopium. I have it right up there. That's called hopium. And just like it says on my graphic right there, it feels great until it wears off. And the hopium has definitely worn off from Doge. Even the zealots must realize it by now. And I know what you're going to say again. Just wait. Just wait. That's what they're going to say. You just wait. We're going to show the whole world. All right. Wait for what? Wait for what? If your answer to that question is anything but spend it, you're doing it wrong. You're doing it wrong. Out of all the cryptos in existence, no single cryptocurrency is in a position to do right now what Doge can do. And what they can do is become an actual spendable currency that not only shows the entire world that there is a better way than fiat cash, but it also tells the entire world that if the buyer of a product and the seller of a product decide to determine what their manner of trade is, there is nothing anyone can say about it. Doge can do that. Doge has an army behind it, a very ravenous and aggressive army. They have celebrity endorsement, Musk, Cuban, etc. Doge is known the world over, and it is already recognized as a currency. Sort of. A tradable currency. Sort of. People who don't know anything whatsoever about crypto, they know Dogecoin and they know what it's for. So, I spend Doge. I use a spend app. I use Gemini Pay. I use it all the time, guys. I use it anytime I can, and when I do, I spend Doge. I am not advocating you do it. I'm just telling you what I do. I'm just telling you what I do because I want something better. I want something better than fiat currency. And although Doge is limitless, there's no cap on it. They at least limit the max that can be produced monthly. Now, if somebody has a coin that has that kind of notoriety, maybe Bitcoin, but if somebody else has something that has that kind of notoriety, that is that recognized the world over, that is not tied directly to fiat, let me know. And please don't say something like Shiba or some of these quadrillion minted tokens. By definition, they're not fiat, but let's be real here, guys. Right, a quadrillion is such a big number; it is effectively fiat. So I don't really want to get into any of these carnival coins, but the reason that I say that is because I would prefer my anonymity and spending Doge as opposed to taking my my crypto that has its very own store of wealth and converting it to something else, such as Gemini Dollar or Tether or something like that. I'm trying to decouple from U.S. dollar. I'm trying to get my money as far away from that as I can. So why, if the only answer to incentivize me to use it is to convert it to the dollar and then you get rewarded for that, I just don't like it. I don't like it. I would have liked to have had that discussion with. I'm not going to. And again, I would have lost because even though you guys, up until now, nobody met the man, but once he was on our show, everybody met him. I will lose the argument simply because celebrity will trump rationality. It absolutely will. But I'm sticking with my movement on this one, guys. Hashtag pay with Flexa, and it should finish up with hashtag pay with Doge. I don't even know if my any of my people are on tonight. I told everybody, you got the night off, do your thing. So I don't even know if Bert's over here right now, but Bert was he runs our Tweeter thing, and he's been pushing that out for me. The hashtag pay with Flexa, pay with Flexa. It's kind of our thing, but I would. Say at the same time, hashtag pay with Flexa, hashtag pay with Doge. I like that direction for it, but that's a me thing. Again, I'm not advocating. You do you, man. That our whole show has always been about that. You do you, bro. Yeah, so look, I was going to do more and more on this one, but I can already feel the hate coming out. I see no comments coming up there, so I can kind of catch them. I see no comments being splashed up there. It is very, very clear that this topic, although I find it absolutely fascinating, is not interesting. No, but I can feel your hate pouring through this right now, so I'm going to let it go. But couple other things that Eli said that really got my mind spinning, and it was really a good opportunity for me to dig down. But we disclosed at the beginning, man, we are not going to hammer the guy. We're just going to let him speak. We're going to let him answer your questions, not my questions. If we're still, if we're bigger, if the channel is bigger in 6 months, and I have the wherewithal to kind of bully somebody, maybe I will. But right now, we're a little baby channel, so I have to just endure it. So, okay, anyway, guys, look, I got something else really occurred to me during that, and I'm going to be talking about it in the next segment. So if you guys can kindly give me 60 seconds, let me put a little bit of the medicine in me, a little bit of apple juice, and I'm going to glance over at your comments and see if something catches my eye. And we're going to come back and talk about the other thing that really he put into perspective for me. And guys, you're gonna want to hear this. Nobody's been talking about it yet, so we're gonna do it first. Anyway, please give me 60 seconds, and
we'll be right back.
all right, thank you for indulging me here, guys. I never wanted to do this on this show. This is impossible for us to keep our format going without Belle. I just can't do it because right now she'd be hitting me with the question. So I have to do this old school live stream before we actually upgraded ourselves. So let me see here. I'm pulling from some of the questions. Drag for life, apple juice break, absolutely. Echelon at work and was able to catch this sec. Thank you for joining us, man. R.A. Daniel, hey, glad to be here. Very hot in Palm Springs, it is. One from Angel's guest list. Dogecoin coin is being upgraded. They say it will have smart contracts. So you have to admit you don't know how it's going to, I assume you mean evolve after it's upgraded. Angel, that is that's absolutely correct, man. I don't give price predictions. I don't know if you've ever caught my show before, but I absolutely do not give price predictions because they are it's chart oracle stuff. Nobody knows. If you knew, you'd buy it right now. I could tell you right now, if AMP's going to be $11 in November, you should buy more. But I don't do that because I don't know. There are too many factors that go into every single crypto, that go into the crypto market as a whole. Nobody can predict them all. I know they do YouTube channels telling you that they can, but you know what? You really can't. You just can't, man. If you knew it, you're doing a whole different show, and there'd be no point in me doing one because nobody would watch. You just go find your confirmation bias, watch a show, and let it go. So, yeah, I can say with 100% assurity that no, I don't know what's going to. I have no idea what's going to happen with Doge. I can say with absolute assurity though that if they don't find a use case for it, it's not going to go anywhere. That's 74 cents, 72, 74, whatever it was. I'm sure someone will correct me here. That's called FOMO, man. That's all it was. That's all it was. And the very second that Musk went on Saturday Night Live and did what he did, It hasn't been back, man. It just hasn't. It's going to hold its value. It's going to tie itself kind of to Bitcoin. If Bitcoin goes up, Doge will go up. But let's not get nuts, man. The whole $1, $5, $10 to the moon, how? It's a fair question. If you're a Dogecoin advocate that happens to be watching my show right now, please put it in chat and just tell me how. Because, man, look, I am wide open on this. Because if it's a chance to make money, I want to make money. I'm pretty sure you want to make money. There's a reason that we do crypto. It's better the world, and that's all great. But you want to make money. So if you have an insider opinion or an insider fact that I'm just not seeing, I'm happy to talk about it. I'll give you credit. I'm not even one of those. I don't take other people's intellectual property. But if you see a way that I'm not seeing, put it in chat. I am all ears. My mind is wide open in the crypto world. It is wide open in the crypto world. So I'm sorry, man, if I didn't get to yours. Question. Again, guys, we're going old school here, man. I'm not happy about it, but we gotta do what we gotta do on here tonight, because we're Bellis. So look, and here's something else that I really got some good takeaways from Eli. And again, did you guys get to see it? Again, man, I'm still kicking myself over the tech errors, but you know what? I'll get over it. I'll get over it because I'm very shallow and very self-centered. So it happened. What are you gonna do? I can't take it back. So one of the things that I was really, really thinking about on this one, we got to talk to Eli for about an hour before the night before the show. So I was really digging into him on that one, man. I was digging. I wanted to see how well do you know this product, because I cannot ask you a question that you can't answer. I can't. It goes to credibility at that point. And what I say doesn't affect the price of AMP, doesn't do anything to the price of AMP. But what he says absolutely will affect the price of AMP. I'm an investor. You see it. Oh, you see it right here. I'm an investor. I have a lot of this. So I don't want anyone saying anything from in an official capacity that could possibly hurt my investment. You can call it a double standards, but guys, I'm not a reporter. All right, I'm opinion editorial. I am not a reporter. I mean, there's no deep throat here. I'm not going to get you. So when he was taking us through his crypto journey, and I found that wonderful because he basically admitted he made the same mistakes and had the same mindset that most crypto investors have when they start off. If you get in during a bull run, you are the smartest person alive, and you can do absolutely no wrong. And that's the hopium addiction of the bull market. 9 times out of 10, you don't really know what you're investing in. You don't, man. It's going up, fear of missing out. You buy in, and it continues to go up. Oh, my goodness, you're a genius. But whatever goes up that fast comes down that fast. You got to admit, man, AMP didn't sit at 12 cents for long. It didn't. Bitcoin did not sit above 70,000 for long. Yearn Finance. Anybody else look at that one aside from me? And I'm shocked more people don't talk about it. It hit $96,000 per token on May 11th. It was the single most valuable cryptocurrency of all time during that moment. $96,000. May 12th, day after, $65,000. May 23rd, $32K. It goes up and it goes down. Everything does. All right, this is crypto. But when Eli was going through his journey, it really reminded me of my own journey, and probably reminded most of you guys of yours. I've been investing for years, but I mean, I lived through the .com. I lived through the .com. That should be my T-shirt. I lived through the .com. Suck it. But crypto is an entirely new animal, and although the fundamentals of trading still apply, and they do. You can call me boomer, man, but trust me, babe, I'm right. You should really listen to the people who have made and lost a lot of money. Don't kid yourselves that just because this is crypto, the laws of supply and demand and economics don't apply to it. They absolutely do. Eli admitted that he was not a terribly savvy trader, and that works well for me because I really don't want my my product development guy spending all of his time day trading. I prefer him investing. I want him investing in the product that he is representing, incentivizing himself to do well for it, to do well for all of us. The bank for Flexa. I have it right now. I have it right down there in the bottom of my backsplash, guys. Look, investing is about character. Speculating, it's action. Action, baby. Gimme. But investing is about not really knowing what the price is right this moment, because right this moment doesn't matter to it. Doesn't matter. Long term matters. To be successful in crypto, unless you were just one of those miracle babies, but to be successful in crypto, I think you need a bit of both. And although I am cavalier when it comes to the price of AMP right now, I literally don't care. I put it up there for you guys, but I really don't. It doesn't. All right, I care a bit. I care a little bit. If it went to $10 tomorrow, we would be having a radically different conversation. But you know what? It's not gonna. The price tomorrow doesn't concern me. The price in 5 years concerns me greatly. It's why I am investing in Flexa, and I will continue to invest in Flexa as long as they keep taking the company in a direction that I want them to take it. When they stop doing that, when our priorities are no longer aligned, I will look for more value out of my AMP, which is why I really wanted to ask Eli a particular question, but I didn't do it. I didn't do it. So I'm a little bit disappointed in myself, but again, man, kid gloves. We want the guy back. But you know what? This is Saturday night, so I'm going to ask it here. You ready? Here's the question. I haven't seen anybody talk about this yet. But Eli, how do you anticipate Flexa being able to deal with the decrease in market cap if multiple entities build on AMP and offer increased staking rewards to investors? I think that's a good question. I think that's an excellent question. And this is going to happen eventually. It absolutely will. This is what investors consider. This is what people who invest think about. And as much as I love Flexa and what they're doing, if I can get a greater return on my AMP by staking it with the bigger, better deal, I think it's in my interest to do so. Loyalty is great, and I'm a big fan. But this isn't about love of product. This is about love of money. And I get that's the Gordon Gekko in me coming out. I'm okay with it, all right? Now, I am certain that Flexa has taken this question into consideration. But the podcast, us, our show, we take a 30,000-foot view as investors, and I like to look down the road a bit. Staking rewards, I'm going on record right here, and you can look back at this a couple years from now. Staking rewards are absolutely going to stop with Flexa. They will absolutely stop. You have to know that. They're necessary right now to keep investors pouring their money onto the network, but Flexa is not going to keep paying you to do it. Eventually, they're going to stop. So, what is going to happen to all of the AMP on the Flexa network when the anti-Flexa network builds on AMP and offers greater staking returns? This is going to happen, guys. It is, it's just a matter of time. Flexa and AMP are different products entirely. One is the engine and one is the fuel. That's how it works. But unleaded works in any car, in any truck. It's not earmarked for Ford, nor is AMP earmarked for Flexa. It can go anywhere on the network. And I just wonder if folks have put any consideration to that. Or do you guys just come to the podcast to hear my thoughts on it? I'm not that smart. I'm really not. Surely it has occurred to other people. And surely it's occurred to Flexa. Now, part of Eli's job is drumming up interest for AMP. Not for investing, but for building on the network. And the more successful he is, the more competition that there's going to be for a fixed amount of fuel. Now, as an investor, I love competition. I absolutely adore competition. It spurs innovation, and it tends to reward investors as more and more companies will offer better perks to borrow your money. So for an investor, those are happy days. And when I say that you're into AMP early, I mean you are into AMP stupidly early, amazingly early. You are into air before there was air. You are. But for the companies that are courting these investors, like Flexa, the bigger they get, the bigger that network gets, they're going to be less and less happy. So I think that is probably one of the big questions I would have asked. But I just didn't think it was appropriate for the very first meeting. I'm just hoping that you guys, AMP guys, have put some consideration into it. The more successful Flexa is, and it's, again, stupid early. It's going to be a while. But the more successful Flexa is, the more likely that they will get competition in the marketplace. Not for crypto spends. Flex's patent pending. If Eli's... Oh, thank you so much for that, Jacob. Flex's patent pending, and that's if Trevor's on, because he always busts my bells when I don't say pending. Flex's patent pending is very rock solid. All right, I have looked through it. I didn't read the whole damn thing because that is... have you ever read Governmentese? I mean, it's... no. But the patent pending is very, very solid. But the competition is not going to be for another payment processor, not for somebody else processing crypto. The competition is going to be for AMP. AMP, right here. That's where the competition is going to be. So I think it's a great question. And I don't think anyone, I haven't even seen anybody ask it. We all stake on Flexa because that's the best return. But what's going to happen when there is a better return available? Have we considered this at all? So I'll tell you what, man. I'm going to save that question because I think it's good. I'm going to save it for when we get Eli back. And although I don't like to try and predict the future, I just talked about that. I'm going to try to predict his answer right now. All right? So here's the question. Eli, have you considered the implications of the loss of AMP on the Flexa network if another entity builds on AMP and offers a greater staking reward? That's my question. So I can't do Eli. I can't do an Eli impression, but you know what? I'm going to try. Scott, that's an excellent question. We anticipate that by the time the market matures, the intrinsic value of AMP will have increased to the point that Flexa no longer needs so much staked into it to stay competitive. As more and more entities build on the AMP network, Flex will derive greater value from the overall increase in the value of AMP token due to the additional entities that will be utilizing it. The AMP network continues to gain a 0.5% transaction fee on every transaction occurring. So as it is utilized more, its value will increase organically, and it will increase for all entities utilizing the network. So I know that was a bad Eli. Come on, man. I only talked to the guy for an hour, and he didn't have any real specific tick. If somebody was doing me, doing a Scott impression, I have enough particular nuance in the way I talk that they could probably do it. But Eli, there was nothing that really stuck out for me that I guess, there's no Nixon or something like that on him. So, look, guys, we are time and date stamped on that question. You know what? How about this? I'm going to do a video about that very thing right there to drum up some discussion. There's still a lot of AMP investors who tie the value of AMP directly to the value of Flexa. And it might be now, because Flex is the only one that's really utilizing it, putting a use case to it. But it won't be once more folks build on AMP. So, yeah, that's just something off the top of my head that I've been kicking around and I really wanted to ask, but didn't. We tend to be a lot more focused on the day-to-day of AMP. And AMP folks, as a community, we tend to be a lot more focused on the day-to-day of AMP and not really putting much consideration into the network as a whole. If I have considered it, I am sure Flexa has considered it, but boy, I really wanted to hear that answer, man. I'll tell you what, guys, if I should have asked that, tell me in chat. I'm going to take a break here for a second. I'm going to look through it. I think that it's an excellent I think it's something that needs to be addressed. I think that is another elephant in the room, and we need to talk about it because you guys understand that Eli's job is to get people to build on AMP. That's his job. So surely somebody else is seeing this, right? I get it, man. Like we tend to be more philosophical than a lot of channels, but that's our thing. That's the direction of our channel. It'd be so easy just to do price prediction videos. I'd get 10 times the views I'm getting now. Any video that we do that's not AMP, nobody watches. They die, and that's fine. We AMP is our draw, so we're going to keep kicking it out. The problem is that I'm running out of ways to talk about it positively. The only thing I can really do now is talk about the big elephants in the room that it doesn't do well for YouTube. It doesn't do well for a YouTube channel. I think it's the way to go, but nobody wants to tune in and hear, hey, maybe have you thought about this? So we kind of save that for the live stream, and I get it. People have been using these things as podcasts at work and stuff like that. So we kind of keep that here. But I think they're fair questions, man. I don't do this. I don't just put my hand, I consider everything because we're talking about my money. So I want to consider it from every angle that I can possibly consider it from. So yeah, I think those are fair ones. So all right, look, guys, I'm going horse here a bit. So let me take 60 seconds, and I'm just gonna old school my way through some of the questions. There's no bell, so there's no rhythm. Please bear with me, and
We'll be right back.
All right, guys. We are going boy, I didn't want to do this, but we are going old school here. Let me see. I'm going to take some questions because I want to answer you guys' questions. You don't tune in just to hear me rant and rant and rant, even though this was my time to do it tonight. So we're going to go a little bit old school here. I'm going to look through some of these questions. I should have did it, but I was drinking. I was drinking my apple juice. I'm drinking. All right. I probably did too much when Eli was I'll tell you the truth, man. There was nothing for me to do. There was nothing for me to do during this stuff. He was talking to you guys. He was answering your questions. He was doing that. So I was just sitting here trying to look very thoughtful. Yeah. And I loved his answers as much as everybody, but we'd talked about this the night before, so I was hearing them again. So I was trying to you never know what to do with your hands. I wanted video. We were going to have him Skype in, but he didn't even have Skype. He didn't even have it on his computer. So Skype is apparently old enough now that nobody's doing it. So we had to find another video delivery system. And again, guys, for the technical stuff, we're trying to work within our own restrictions. Our own limitations. These bigger shows, man, they have teams of people putting stuff together. They absolutely have teams of people, dedicated tech, dedicated this, dedicated that, and we just can't do that. I mean, there's basically 2 or 3 of us, and that's it. And it's not like we're all in the same room. So we'll make it better next time. I was thrilled with the content. I was thrilled with what we put out, but you know what? We can do better, and that's our goal. The only kicker is my wallet, because what we do costs. It's a little bit pricey. All right, man. So let's go a little old school here. Look through some questions. Let me see. From E-Man Name. That's a great question, Scott. Also, can you ask for Tyler instead of Scott or both? That hurts a little bit, man. You guys, you want me to just spin it up and have Tyler sitting in the chair? Because I promise you that would get a lot more views. But you know what? You'd miss me. A little bit. You would miss me. You would say, man, this is fun, but it's, where's Scott? We kind of miss him. I don't know. I don't even know why you guys watch me. I have no idea. I don't think I have that much going for me, but little native ability behind the microphone. But you know what, Name? You would miss me. Let me see. Oh, I'm sorry. No, he fixed it. Instead of Eli. So can we go for Tyler? Absolutely. We're going to go for Tyler. I don't think he's going to come down to such a small show. We cannot put 2,000 people watching him live. We just can't. We don't have that kind of draw. We don't have that kind of credibility. 6 months from now, if we can keep the channel growing, maybe. But the problem I'm running into right now is that I don't know how to grow the channel. I just don't. Our AMP videos do well. They do very, very well. And we get subs, and it grows and it grows. But anything else we do aside from AMP, it goes nowhere. We do not have the credibility or the longevity of these more established crypto channels. So I put out one today on Terra. I'm sorry. We put out one today on Theta TV. I absolutely love Theta TV. I think it is fantastic. We did a video way back in the day on Theta Fuel. And I put that video on Theta Fuel when Theta was at 3 cents, and Theta itself was like less than $1. But we put that video out back then, and it got like 11 views. 11, I mean, just nothing. Theta Fuel right now is, if somebody could look it up, I'd appreciate it, put it in chat, but I think it's up above 30 cents now. And Theta itself, that thing went up to like $14. It's sitting at like 5-ish now. But we anything else that we do, with the exception of AMP, it just doesn't go anywhere. So I don't know how to grow the channel. I would love to, because I would love to get Tyler on the show, but we have to have more credentials before he's gonna come down and talk on the little channels. I mean, it's just not gonna happen. We can't put 2,000 people in the seats. That's all it is. His time has value, and if we can't show that. If we can't show that we're going to give him the value that he would expect for his time, then he's not coming. That's it. And has nothing to do with us. It's just business. I mean, the guy is a busy guy. If he can talk to 2,000 people, he will. If he can talk to 200, he's not going to. I mean, I don't see how that's happened. But you guys want him, and we're going to do our very best to get him there. I'm just saying, don't hold your breath. We might be able to get Eli back, but I don't think we'll get Tyler. So that was a great question, and I appreciate it. Let me see. From Ad Signs, wondering if you could talk about what you think the future of Scale looks like. I really like that project. That's a great question. I was going to be kicking out another video on this one, because Scale is going through a big thing right now. All right, the IAM is it's been out and it's been tested, And it has been tweaked and modified and brought into focus. And right now, this week, next week, they're actually going to be rolling this out to all the nodes. So it's tech stuff, it's developer stuff, and I understand that that's not really interesting, and there's a reason that we focus our channel more philosophically as opposed to from a developmental standpoint, because it's just not that interesting, and we're not going to get anybody to watch. But yeah, scale, you know what, guys? You need to keep your eye on that one, and I'm giving you pretty good advice here right now. This is not financial advice. We don't, do I have that? I don't think I have it. This is not financial advice, but I'm just going to say this. You might want to keep your eye on this one. I still think that that is amazingly value priced. That is stupidly value priced for the potential of what Scale is doing. And I get it. Everybody's kind of up in arms right now because Ethereum 2.0 is coming out and Cardano is, they're doing their thing right now. So the level 2s might start taking a little bit of a hit, but I don't think so. I don't think so. I am an opinion channel, and I don't think so. You're going to see some movement on Scale. Again, they're putting out a big release, so you guys are going to have to I'm just saying, pay attention to it. How about that? Pay attention to this one, because this is something that can really start to, that's going to start to break this one out a little bit more. So there you go. Let me see. That was another great answer, Eli. From Jodo C. I'm not sure what you mean by that, man. I'm sorry, but let me see. Do we know any projects being built on top of AMP yet? No, not to my knowledge. Not to my knowledge. But when you start exploring the use cases of AMP, and we can sit here on the podcast with the 5 or 6 people I got watching. I don't know how many people are watching, but we could sit here and explore a use case for this one all day. And I can think of 10 good uses for this right off the top of my head, man. Just right off the top of my head. Something like AMP, being built on AMP, could absolutely just decimate the escrow market, the escrow financial market. It could decimate it because as opposed to paying an escrow fee and all, everything that you're doing, whenever you're purchasing a house, anything that's put into escrow could be built on top of AMP. It absolutely could. And it would decimate that market because now your escrow fee is 0.5%. 0.5%. So it's just a matter of time before you see that. It's just coming out of a slot. Now, I entertain briefly because anybody can build on AMP. Anybody, Visa could build on AMP. However, they cannot build on AMP to process crypto transactions. They can't do it. Patent pending. Now, we could certainly have that argument that Visa could just absolutely buy around AMP and just pay the penalties and just eat it. They maybe could. But it's not. I don't see how that's in their interest to do so. So there's really nothing, I don't think, stopping Visa from building onto AMP and just utilizing it for something else. I don't see how there would be an issue with that. Again, you got to remember, AMP is its own entity. Think of AMP like Ethereum, and it's a good metaphor, man. You got to think of AMP like Ethereum. All right, anybody can build on Ethereum. Anybody can build and put a dApp on Ethereum. Similarly, anybody can build and put a dApp on AMP. They can. It is a standalone, separate network. So they are more than welcome to build on it. You just have to think of a use case. Honestly, where I would love to be right now is somebody that's in that realm that has an idea. One of you guys that has an idea and says, if we utilized AMP in this way, and you did the legwork, and you figured out a way to do it, and you talked to investors and showed them that this is the way to go, and then you talked to some developers and figured out how do we make this happen so that we can build this on AMP. If you do that, you don't really have to worry about what the price of AMP is because you just built a bigger, better deal on AMP. So as far as that, it's why I get so passionate about this one, because the world is wide open to you right now, just absolutely wide open. And you can either continue to say it can't be done, or you can just figure out a way to do it. And this is why I go through all of crypto like this. This is why and this is where Belle would normally be stopping me, but she's not here. She's not here, so suck it. You could build the better financial system right now. You could build the better financial DApp right now. Figure out a use case for it. Figure out how AMP is ideally suited to it. Talk to some developers and figure out, how do we build this? Talk to some investors and say, hey, look at what we got. This is what we think. Here's our numbers. What do you think? And it happens. Flex is the only thing, to my knowledge, I could be wrong. I don't believe I am, but I could be wrong. For right now, Flex, AMP is, they are absolutely linked together, because Flex is the only thing that's built on AMP, but it's not the only thing that has to be. How does this not excite more people? I've never quite understood this. When I go to the forums and the Reddits and I go looking at all these things and people are still talking about day to day and all this, I'm like, how are you not seeing this 30,000 foot view that you have virgin ground in front of you, and that the value of your investment is not going to be pegged to a single company? That's like saying Ethereum's value is directly derived from Matic. So if Matic doesn't work, Ethereum goes down. That's what you're saying. That's kind of where the direction that they're going right now. The success or failure of Matic isn't going to affect Ethereum, because there are thousands of dApps built on it. Over time, there are going to be 10s, 20s, 50s, hundreds of dApps that are built on top of AMP, because it works, because it's right. So talking about day to day, I don't care. I think this is a bigger thing than anything else, man. All right, I'm sorry, guys. I went off there. I apologize. Let me see. I have to find another question, and I hate dead air, so I have to sit here and go, Jesus is God. My opinion, it's going to take 5 to 10 years before spending crypto becomes normal. I feel like when Apple adds crypto to Apple Pay, that's when it will take off. Maybe. It's a good question, man, and I've been around and around on this one a whole lot. And I'll give you my absolute honest opinion right now, because I'm opinion editorial, and this is why you guys tune in. If the only potential for AMP to gain in value was based purely on crypto spends, I would not be invested in it. I just wouldn't. I think it's shtick. I do. I try to be more positive and uplifting, and I try to think of the world. How will the world apply crypto spends? But when I talked to Eli, and he told you himself, they are focusing solely on North America. That's it. They're looking North America. And we could have this discussion right now. I don't think the world's ready. I don't think the United States is ready for it. I don't think you're going to see these billions of dollars in crypto spend transactions. I just don't believe you are. I've been very consistent on this since we started the channel, and in my everything, I've been very consistent. I don't think that crypto spends alone are what is going to catapult AMP. I don't believe that. If that was the only use case for AMP, I wouldn't be in it. I just wouldn't. I am trying to look at the bigger picture and trying to see how else could AMP be used. Now, I don't see anything stopping, and I don't see it in the patent either, from what I read. I don't see anything stopping somebody from building on AMP and processing fiat transactions. I don't see anything saying you can't do that. I asked Eli about that. Eli didn't see any reason that somebody couldn't do it. So my hope lies in somebody, maybe not Flexa, because he's indicated we're not doing that, but maybe somebody else building on that network and processing those fiat transactions. That's where I see the money. That's where I see the growth. That's where I see the boom. And when it happens, it's going to go quick. It's going to go quick, because the new world has just been introduced to everybody. So I'm excited to see that. But anyway, I'm sorry, Ben. That is my answer. Thank you. Jesus is God. Let me see. Jesus is God. According to BitBoy, he has an inside source that claims Elon will get rid of his Dogecoin in the future. Okay. I think it's fun for him. I think Elon's having some fun with it. You know what? The guy's got more money than God. All right, he is. It's meaningless to him. When you get up to that level of capital, you have that much money. It really kind of loses its meaning to him. There's no way that this. It's like I don't know. I'm trying to think of a metaphor off the top. It's like a porn star being excited for sex. You know what? It's your everyday, man. You're just kind of getting through it. So I think when you get that kind of money, it really doesn't matter at that point. You're just kind of playing around with it. So will he dump his Doge? I don't know. Probably. I mean, nothing lasts forever. And he tried and he had some fun with it. He railed it up and dropped it down. So will he? Maybe. But personally, I don't think what he owns in Doge is really not enough that he's going to wake up every day worrying about the price of it. All right, it could go up, it could go down. I don't think he'll care. So anyway, fun question. Thank you very much. DJ Flexa, show was good, but I think Tyler might have had better answers for some of what was asked. Yes, I absolutely agree with that, but Tyler is in a position that he can answer those questions. Eli is an employee. Tyler is the founder. So Tyler's going to have a lot more carte blanche on what he can, about what he can ask, or I'm sorry, what he can answer. He is an employee. I could say whatever the hell I want on this show because it's my show. But if somebody was filling in for me, I would tell them very, very carefully, you're speaking for my show, so you're going to stick within this realm. And Eli is there. He's got to stick within. What he's allowed to talk about. So that he said, it's nothing on him, man. It's just basic business. So let me see here. That's more Elon stuff. Hey Scott, did you have looked to a new token named Rally on Coinbase? Drag for Life. I have not looked into that yet. I'm interested in all these things, man. But time, it's just a time thing. I'm trying to figure out what to talk about next. That's kind of the thing. I'm trying to figure out what to talk about next. On the show, we're trying to do more exploring, discovery videos, and just everything. I'm not as excited about other products as I am about AMP. I am this passionate about Theta. I am absolutely this passionate about Theta, and for this, I'm trying to think about a way to say this, man. The video died today. It did nothing. Why didn't you guys like that video? It's I get it, man. Crypto is very tribalist, and I thought it was funny because as soon as I said tribalism, Eli immediately caught up. Yep, tribalism. So I knew I was onto something there. But it's you can own more than one. And there is massive potential in lots and lots and lots of different stuff. It's just a good idea, a good sound foundation from investing is to be diversified, is to get your money out there. I get my money out there. And I have just about peaked on the amount of AMP that I'm going to buy. I mean, I'm in as deep as I want to be. I don't want to be any deeper. It is a long-term coin. I see potential in a shorter term in many different coins. So I put my money into many different coins. I don't give financial advice, but if I was talking to you on the phone, I would say, yeah, man, get some more out there. AMP's going to move, but it's not going to move yet. And this, you know what? This is the money portion of our show. How about that? AMP's going to move, but it's not going to move yet. So if you can get a good return on something in the interim, then you can leverage that return, and then you can continue to buy AMP. There's nothing wrong with that. But if you can get it for free because you invested in something else that hit, why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you? And I get diamond hands, hold to the moon, and all that, and I'm not saying sell your AMP. I'm saying that if you have extra money and you can do better somewhere else, you know what? Maybe take a look at that somewhere else for the time being. It doesn't mean you don't love AMP. Doesn't mean that at all. Just means that you have a better opportunity somewhere else in a shorter window. That's what you have to, that's investing. All right, that is trading. That is doing all of the things that we do here and the reason that we do them. So when we come out and we're plugging different coins, it's because we see massive value in them. But and a lot of these, honestly, man, I see value in a shorter window than I see with AMP. You guys always ping me on this. When? 3 to 5 years. AMP is 3 to 5 years. That's what it's going to take. All right. Ethereum wasn't built in a day. It's going to take time. AMP is going to take time. And yeah, I see it as a 3 to 5 year play before it really hits. I would love to be wrong on this. I would absolutely love to be wrong. I would love to look up there on that little ticker and see that it's $38. But the reasonable, rational part of me knows that that's not going to happen, man. So if you can get value out of something else, take advantage of it. AMP's not going anywhere for a time. So leverage the other ones that are. Take them, realize profits, put it in AMP. Didn't cost you anything. You grew your stack and it didn't cost you a thing. That's what we're about. So I'm just trying to find the other thing that I could talk about that will get the audience interested. I also don't want to lose my audience. So I'm trying to find that other thing. I ask you guys all the time, what do you want me to talk about? What do you want me to talk about? Because honestly, if you have, if there's a crypto, I probably have an opinion on it. Just like that. I'm sorry. Look, I see one on the screen. Can you please talk about StormX? They offer cash back on purchases and staking. I will look into StormX. There are piles and piles of cryptos, man. I don't know all of them right off the top of my head. There's just too much to keep track of. And there is still a little bit of tribalism in me. So I don't look at all of them. I look at the ones that I find interesting. I stick to the ones that are legacy world facing. And yeah, there we go. So we're trying to find a way to do this right and to keep everybody happy. But, I'm sorry. Let me say, I don't want to miss anything. I love AMP, but Stellar Lumens is going to buy MoneyGram. That is big. Yeah, that is absolutely big. I've always been a big fan of XLM. I like where they are. I like the space that they're in. I really do. And yeah, if they do buy MoneyGram, I'm just saying, it might be some interest. The neat thing about a bear market, and we are bearish. I don't care what anybody else says, man. They are absolutely wrong. We are stupidly bearish right now. I don't even think we've seen the bottom. You heard that here on the podcast, guys. I don't even think we've seen the bottom of it yet. I think there's still room to go. The neat thing about a bear market is that these are when it's hard to make a bad buy right now. It really is. It's hard to make a bad purchase when you're in a market that is this bearish, because there's room for everything. And when you're buying on the bottom on multiple products, it's just going to be good times for you. So I think you have to look at this as, do you believe in crypto? Do you believe in crypto as a whole? Do you believe in crypto as a philosophy? Because if you do, it's good times. It's really, really good times, because you're getting all this. You're getting all this at just rock bottom prices. Anchor, huge fan. I haven't even really begun to drill down into Anchor, but on the videos, I've done it personally. I own a lot because I see what they're doing. The big picture. I get it, what they are doing. When you're thinking about Anchor, and you know what, this is a good analogy for you guys. When you're thinking about Anchor, I want you to think about the cloud. The cloud, that's important. Currently, we're on the cloud. Everything is on the cloud. I have 2 damn cell phones here. I have two damn cell phones, and they're both on the cloud. Everything's on the cloud. But I want you to go back to your 1985 self and explain the cloud to him. Serious. Go back and explain the cloud to your 1985 self. You will be talking to nothing. Nobody would hear you or understand. You wouldn't even understand what the hell you're saying, because it's an idea that is so far ahead of its time. You couldn't even understand it. What Anchor is doing is bringing crypto to the cloud. Absolutely to the cloud. It's brilliant implementation. These are guys that are looking at this and saying, how do we compete with Google? How do we compete with Amazon? How do we compete with Microsoft and Facebook and all of these other companies that absolutely dominate the cloud, because they are the ones that have the money to put up these billion-dollar data centers? And I know, because I work in them. I work in them. I have worked in every name I just said. I have worked in their data centers, all of them. I know what it is. I know what it takes. So Anchor is, you know what? Go back, watch my videos. I'm not going to rant here. This is my amp time, so I'm not going to rant on that. Just be advised that I'm very, very hot on this one. There's a reason that it's here. There's a reason that it's there. I absolutely love these. All right, from Old Man Steve. I like Algorand. I got a lot of them. You pick all the good ones. Steven? Hey, Steve. Who's Steven? Angel guest list. Steven. Were you talking to me, babe? I'm not Steven. I love Saturdays, man. I love Saturdays. I love the fact that our audience is growing to the point that nobody even knows who the hell I am. I want to say, I'm calling a victory on that one. Guys, give me 60 seconds. It is tough to keep this going by yourself. Please give me 60 seconds. Let me finish up a little bit of my juice. I will be right back.
We'll be right back.
And I'll try to find Steven. All right. Thank you. Yeah, I was looking through Old Man Steven. Steven, are you older than me? I guess if you're going to wear the old man moniker, I assume that you can back that up. My birthday is, I'm sad to say that my birthday, what the hell day is it today? My birthday is in 2 days, and I'm changing a decade in 2 days. I'm not happy about that, and the way that we are celebrating it is I'm pretending it's not happening. It's just not happening. So my birthday's in 2 days, but it's not really in 2 days. I'm not having a birthday this year. I'm gonna live in my own little bubble and pretend that day just didn't happen this year. It's kind of funny how that works. So yes, guys, 2 days. It is not my birthday. So at that point in time, I'm not going to change my name to Old Man Scott. I'm just not gonna. But we have one in the chat, and I guess, yeah, man, I think it's awesome. You guys, this is what we wanted to build with this channel. This is what we wanted to do with the podcast, is that we wanted to build a community that you guys chat amongst yourselves and just listen to me rant and rave. That's kind of what we wanted to do here. I'm glad to see it's working. I actually looked and saw we had 55 people watching. I think that's fantastic for Saturday night because I really haven't said anything in particular. I've been using Saturdays to flesh out what we're going to be doing all week, what we're going to be talking about, the videos that we're going to be putting out, and so forth and so on. Happy birthday, brother. Just a normal day, man, but happy birthday. And you probably have a decade or more on me. I'm just old man soul, says my friends. Okay. You know what? I don't know how I feel about that one, man. I feel threatened now that I have a decade, that I have a decade on you. I don't know if I have an old soul. I have a very pragmatic soul. How about that? So, look, guys, man, I'm about to get ready to wrap it up. I'd be happy to talk to you guys for hours and hours and hours, but I just got pinged by the missus. So I think my dinner is I think our dinner is aging. It was either eat dinner or come on here and talk to you guys. I wanted to come on here and talk to you guys. Again, I know folks are using these as podcasts, help them through the get through their week, start their Monday off with them, and I wanted to help with that. That's really that's why I continue to do it. Doing it producerless is rough, man. This is tough. I'm just letting you know right now, and this is tough. I can tell because we got $10 from Jacob, and that's all we got tonight, man. So as far as the Jerry Lewis Labor Day telethon, yeah, I got 10 bones. So I appreciate it, man. We're getting beat up here, but I cannot thank you guys enough. This is my Jerry Springer moment, man. I cannot thank you guys enough for continuing to come on here and give me your time. And I'm not going to say trust, but you were at least giving me your time and sitting here enduring me as I go through my thought process of what I buy, when I buy it, and where I think it's going to go. So I certainly appreciate it. I'm not going to start giving price predictions, man. I'm just not going to. It is, in my opinion, just absolutely cheap theater, and we're not going to do that here, man. Crypto goes up, crypto goes down. We try to lay out a good case for where we see the perceived intrinsic value of a token. That's where, and that's all you're going to get out of us. So, sorry, I'm trying to swallow here. Oh, I appreciate that again. We're going to continue to bring it to you, man. We're going to continue to bring it harder. I have talked as positively as I possibly can about AMP and Flexa. And I will continue to talk positively about AMP because I believe it is the absolute future. But I think it's time that I start addressing some of the elephants in the room in as far as Flexa goes and where I see them are going to where they're going to start running into some bigger roadblocks. So I'm just forewarning you guys that we have to report on this fairly, man. And as much as I love what they're doing, I see some problems with it. So we are going to start reporting more on that. Please don't take it as us attacking your investment personally. We're not. We're just pointing out where we see the issues. And I think they need to be pointed out. So we are going to start going in that direction a little bit. Again, I'm not attacking you, man. I'm not attacking your reasoning or your rationale. I'm not doing any of that. I'm just saying this is where I see a problem. So we are kind of pivoting that direction a little bit. So I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of forewarning. So look, anyway, man, we have they're hot beef sandwiches tonight. So I'm a little bit hungry and I'm going to go eat. So for all of us here at the podcast, man, we cannot thank you enough for continuing to support the channel. It means the world to us. We're just doing this for fun. We're doing this for fun and to get some information out. So yeah, anything we can do for you guys to make it better, please put it in comments. We have our emails right there, and they are our emails. So you have anything that you need to tell us to try to make the show better, man, we are more than we're happy to entertain it. We are happy to integrate it. We're not here for us. We're here for you. So for all of us here at the podcast, that is myself, that's Belle, that's Bert. Please, please, please stay safe. Please be smart with your money. All right. And we are going to be talking to you guys again live with the whole team and phone lines open next Thursday. So I appreciate it. And we're going to talk to you guys next time. We are dropping new videos and podcasts every Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday. And be sure to look for us on Instagram, Twitter, and Parler at ThePodocasts. Also, visit our page at ThePodocasts.com, all one word, for all of our most current content.